York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? JLS from the Knick of Time Show here, giving you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And the Knicks lose to the Bulls 108 to 100. Crazy things happened today. We saw Josh Hart get ejected in the first quarter. Ref Scott Foster is up to his old tricks. He's trying to get his next Netflix documentary going, so he ejected Josh Hart in the first quarter, and the Knicks just couldn't get it together. Got out rebounded. We had a couple of guys who don't really score on us. Shavonte, he has his fourth game in the NBA. He has a career high, I think 25 points on the night, and the Knicks just end up losing. We're gonna talk about it. The good, the bad, the ugly. But it's a lot of ugly, a lot of bad. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I did not really expect to win this game because of the way the schedule was kind of set up. If we did win, I'd have been kind of a little bit surprised. But so there was a lot to overcome. So let's talk about it. Before we talk about it, let me introduce you to the man, the myth, the legend, the guy, the stats and the facts.
Ryan G's in the building. Tough loss to the Bulls. I'm on the same wave as Jay Ellis. I wasn't really expecting a Knicks win, knowing that the Bulls had 3 days off, and they were at home, and the Knicks played last night on a back-to-back in a game where they had to come back from 21 down to even get that win. I kind of thought that the Knicks would have a tough time winning this game tonight, and it showed early in the first quarter. They came out lethargic, and the Bulls looked like a team that had 3 days off. So,
yeah.
But other happenings happened in the game, but we'll talk about that later.
We definitely will. And of course, you already know it's the Latin assassin, my guy Lee Escobedo. What's going on, Lee? Oh, you muted, Lee.
What's up, family? The only good thing about this game is that we didn't have to hear OG Anunoby shriek in pain and grabbing his elbow.
Amen.
Off of a defensive play. I'll take that as a W, but it does seem, and I tweeted this, that ever since James Dolan was gifted the Knicks from his daddy, that there's been a Javonte Green scoring career highs on us for the last 23 years, and I am sick and tired of it happening no matter who's on the roster or who's on the sidelines. These role players constantly have career nights against us, and it's really deflating, and it's almost like a double loss. We lose a game, and we lose our morale and stature as a really defensive team when some guy named Javonte Green has a career night after signing a two-way contract this week.
Yeah, that was alarming, deflating. But he's hungry. He's only played 4 games. He definitely has legs, more legs than we had. So sucks that it had to be us. But man, the circumstances just line up perfectly for that kid, and I'm pretty sure he's having a good night. And sorry about the sticker. Shout out to Ebony. All right. Ebony. Well, let me introduce you to. You already know who it is. Our D1 ex-D1 baller, Ebony, aka Manic Fan in the building. How you doing, Ebony?
Little frustrated. I'm a little frustrated. This is an ugly game. This was a ugly game. It's just funny. Like feels like every time I give Tibbs his flowers, like he be like, all right, let me show you why you're not going to give me an apology for him. Like you're not going to do that again. I learned my lesson. I felt his rotations was a little bit off. We was hyped to see OG and Mitch, and we seen like 2 seconds of that. I felt that iHeart had some issues with Vooch and Drummond today. And then Precious it was off and on with Precious. But yeah, I just felt like the rotations was really, really off.
All right, we'll start with you then. What did you feel about or was off about the rotations?
Yeah, the Precious and iHeart lineup, it worked for 2 seconds, and then he just kept with it though. I was pretty I know we were short-handed, but I didn't think he would, go with that lineup. That was different. Bogey, it was like he was trying. I see his effort. The refs had it in for him today. I think those was on the hand. I thought the hand was part of the ball,
Yeah.
or some of those fouls. So the refs was on one too, and our defensive intensity, our game planning for today, like it didn't feel like many adjustments. When you allow, like you said, we always allow the others to go off, which is cool, not cool, because then eventually, as you see, DeMar DeRozan or Vooch, they're going to help out. They're going to hit a big bucket or two. It's on top of you letting the others just go wild. I felt like we didn't play disciplined defense today. I felt like our offense was very stagnant, and we missed Josh Hart a lot,
Yeah.
and that moving the ball and helping the extra playmaking and creativity. I guess playmaking responsibilities, that is helping break the pressure. Today the Bulls, they played Brunson one-on-one. They said, okay, you can beat us, but nobody else is going to. We're going to stay home with everybody else. We'll let you beat us. They play pretty much one-on-one today. I felt like at one point we were playing right into the hands, into Chicago's hands. We saw Brunson, we saw him beat Brunson, but then we saw the rest of the team not be able to contribute either. So we have, and you kind of see Brunson recognize that, because he started trying to get others involved, and that's why you see the turnovers and things of that nature, that he tried, trying to force it, because he realized what they were doing to him. And at that point, it was kind of like too late. And then on the mix with the kind of wonky rotations and the refs, yeah, we was destined for this loss.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I think the back-to-back had a lot to do with the defense. Um, Dante to me was getting cooked early, like really early. What's this kid's name? What's this kid's name?
Ayo.
Yeah, Ayo. Ayo. He was killing Dante. I feel like he alone was killing Dante for like the whole first quarter by himself. And I feel like that contributed to a lot of the chaos, on top of us just not being able to really hit shots. And he didn't really start to slow down a little bit to me until Mitch got into the game. But unfortunately, Mitch still doesn't have his Mitch legs. So it's like I feel like the
That
bleeding
baby be
stopped once he
struggling.
got in. But then you got like 3 good minutes, and then and then he's pulling on his shorts, and then you kind of have to get him out. So I mean, I kind of don't blame the Knicks for a lot of the shortcomings today, because of we played late last night and it was a back-to-back, and Scott Foster had it in for Josh Hart. It took the guy who probably had the most energy on the team out the game in the first quarter. It's to me, it was just a lot to mentally overcome. And I feel like we threw our best shot in that third quarter. And once it didn't land in that third quarter, or we got close and we had to rely on that second unit, and we couldn't get it was a wrap, because then we had to go right back to Dante, who already wasn't having a good night. He was already shooting 20% from the field, 30% from three. Bogey had to play more minutes because Josh Hart was out, and he didn't respond. It's like he started to look down the bench, like, damn, who else do we go to? It's like Alec Burks is atrocious. Like, this is one of those times where it's like, man, the guys who we got ain't really producing, and we're tired. Like, this is one of those games where you have to lean on your bench because you don't have legs, and the bench still didn't have it. That's the way I see it. I don't know what do you think, Ryan Lee, if you see it that way, or you have another observation you want to make?
Yeah, like I said in the beginning, I definitely think it was a scheduled loss. It was going to be a tough game for the Knicks regardless, because back to back, you're playing at home, you have to travel to Chicago. You just fought back from a 21-point deficit to win that game the night before, and then the Bulls, they haven't played a game since Monday, and they're home, so they're going to be well rested. And I thought that it showed in the first quarter the way both teams started. The Bulls looked like a team with a lot of energy, and the Knicks look like they look like their motor needed to, start up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
They start off the game really slow. And it didn't help that Josh Hart was ejected in the first quarter due to flagrant too, but I mean, come on, like, dude's off balance. Like, do you honestly think like he meant to kick dude in the face and he's off balance doing that? Like, come on. Like, I could understand a flagrant one, but a flagrant two, nah. And then when you look at the stats, you see where Josh Hart is missed because the Bulls killed the Knicks on the boards, 57-38. A lot of that Josh Hart would have closed the gap a bit under rebounding if he was on the floor.
I agree.
Knicks only had 22 assists tonight. Again, if Josh Hart's on the floor, he probably gets some more assists. It gets guys easier baskets the way he's been playing and facilitating as of late. So Josh Hart was a big miss tonight, especially when the Knicks needed somebody with energy on the floor tonight, coming off a back-to-back. So that didn't help the Knicks as well. And when you allow Dosunmu to score 24 points and Javonte Green to score 25 points, that doesn't help you either because I think in the first half, DeMar DeRozan only had, I think, 2 points, and the Bulls were up
He
big,
had
16.
five,
Yeah,
I
he had
believe.
5, and the Bulls were up big by 16.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, right then and there, you're fighting a deficit because it's like not only do you have to come back from a 16-point deficit, but their star player DeRozan didn't even get started yet. So it's kind of like you're battling like two different things right there going into the second half. And overall, I mean, the rotations were kind of clunky. I hated seeing Bogdanovic on DeRozan because I was like, geez,
Yeah.
that's not a good matchup. Like, but Bogdanovic is not going to hold DeRozan. I don't know if Thibs could have found another rotation to where it's like, because I'm looking at the lineup on the court and I can understand it, but at the same time, it's like you cannot put Bogdanovic on DeRozan. He's going to get cooked. He's not a good defender, and that's good, and that's barbecue chicken for a guy like DeRozan. So,
Yeah. I think
I
that's
mean,
normally Josh Hart or OG.
That
yeah, yeah,
that
that's what
baby
I'm
tried to
saying.
pick up half a full court.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, Bogdanovic really trying to pick him
He
up full court. I'm
tried,
like,
man.
he tried. But but yeah, like you have OG coming back from injury. He only played 29 minutes. It definitely managed his minutes tonight. DeRozan's on the court for 42 minutes, so it's like, all right, you have OG on the court for 29 minutes. You have DeRozan on the court for 42 minutes. So what are you going to do for those 13 minutes when OG's on the bench and DeRozan's still on the damn floor? Who's going to really guard him? So,
Yeah. They tried Precious for a second, but it's like
yeah,
you have Precious. Precious was looking lost too, and then he's better defensively, but then he's a liability offensively. He's been awful.
yeah.
So there is this is a roster problem. This is a Josh Hart being ejected problem. I feel like there's no real clean answers to me today, to be honest with you. Like you can pick anybody else who's left on this roster. You can say, okay, let's try him. There's going to be an issue. There's going to be an issue. You put Burks on him. Burks was trash. All right. Cool. Put McBride on him. I mean, he was on him for a minute, but you're gonna end up having to double anyway because he has a good 5-6 inches on McBride. And OG, the most natural answer would be OG, but this is his first game back, so you're not gonna play him 40 minutes his first game back. So like really, this is one of those times when we just like, right, we have to just wait till OG gets healthy enough to play bigger minutes. If Josh Hart is gonna get ejected in the first quarter like that.
I have a question for you guys too. I'm sorry, Lee. Did you go?
Yeah, I'll make it quick. Um, I'm okay with the Knicks losing one of the 3 matchups against the Chicago Bulls. I think that's expected. The Bulls wouldn't say they're playing great basketball right now, but they're playing pretty good basketball, especially on the offensive end. I think not having Zach LaVine allows them to go a little smaller. They've been sharing the ball more, and Vucevic has actually been playing pretty well as of recent. I thought he was a handful for Isaiah Hartenstein, who really struggled containing him both as a scorer and a playmaker. It's more of the way that we lost this game that frustrated me. It's probably the most frustrated I've been in a while because once again, we're climbing out of a 20-point hole in the first half. I don't understand why that has to happen, and it's a little concerning. But a Tibbs coach team is doing back-to-back 20-point holes in the first half. That in itself, I think, is a little bit of a cause of concern. Ayo Dansamu is a very talented guard, I believe this is his third season. He started out as a very solid spark plug off the bench defensively to come in and guard the point of attack, kind of like McBride. And he's been working on his offensive game over the last 2 seasons. So him going off didn't bother me. It was more, I already forgot his name, Javonte something.
Yeah.
The guy who
Devontae
signed.
Green.
Yes, the guy who signed two-way. It was also the way that he was scoring. None of his points were really coming off of like one-on-one moves or in isolation. He was just blown by defenders. A lot of ball watching and watching him get to the hoop. He was getting a lot of offensive rebounds and putbacks and wide open threes, and that was very frustrating to allow someone who probably wasn't game planned for or scouted really much in the defensive game to be able to be the one who led the charge and lead the comeback for them in the fourth quarter to really pull away in the game was really, really frustrating. And again, we saw some bad rotations. I hated all 8 minutes of Alec Burks. I don't understand why at this point is even still employing him when those minutes I think should be given spread out to different players. Maybe playing more Precious Achiuwa at the 4 instead of the 5. Anytime Precious Achiuwa is playing center, he's getting dominated. And I'm starting to also hate the Precious Achiuwa, Mitchell Robinson combined minutes in the front court. Also terribly inefficient and horrible for spacing. I love it when Boboji is paired with Mitchell Robinson and Precious with iHeart. Something has to change, though. Either you got to ramp up Mitchell Robinson's minutes at center or start pulling back on the minutes restriction for iHeart. Because I think it's like 6 or 7 minutes that Precious plays center, we constantly lose the lead, or the lead dwindles, or the other team's lead increases when that's happening. So those are just a few notes that I saw. It was a really frustrating loss. I think that the L is on everyone but Brunson, in my opinion.
Brunson and Deuce McBride, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too.
Yeah, Brunson and Deuce McBride. Alec Burks, man. I can't even. I'm mad at the Alec Burks. I'm mad at the minutes, but I'm not. It's like he played 8 minutes. Like he's playing Obi Toppin minutes here. So it feels weird that even the Obi Toppin minutes feels like it's too much minute. But I'm not like, it's frustrating that he's come so unplayable that 8 minutes seems like a lot, but it's really not a lot. But it feels like so much.
For him, it's a lot. 8 minutes too many. Facts. He's not doing anything for us. He does nothing for us. He doesn't get anybody involved. He doesn't make good shot selections. He's a cone on defense. His effort is not there. Like, he's literally working on his name right now. Like, he's playing on because he's Alec Burke, and Tibbs knows Alec Burke. That's why he's getting playing time right now. Because in anybody else's system, he'd probably be on the bench ASAP. You're not doing anything else. Even Bogey, we know lately Bogey's defensive effort has been there. Granted, he's never going to be a defender. We understand that. But he picked up full court and was trying his all too with it. He didn't do so. He did a pretty decent job when you think about it. It was the full court possession. That he could do. The refs called the foul, but he contested. He stood with him. Alec Burke, what is he doing? Them 8 minutes is 8 minutes too many. What is he doing?
Yeah.
I'm over it. I'm over it. I don't care if he wakes up, but I'm over it. I'm over him.
Yeah, he's straight buns. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, man. It's just like at this point, I'm almost like, cool. Deuce 48 minutes, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Man. Salute to the chat though. I would say if this is Fan Friday, so if you want to come in and join the conversation live on video, we'll give you that link. We'll go to the Zoom. We'll click you in. We'll talk Knicks. So let me know if you want to talk Knicks, and just click in there. We'll bring you in to talk Knicks. One thing I will say though, it was good to see OG Anunoby back.
Yeah.
Slow start from him, but that third quarter, even some in the fourth quarter, I was like, man, I miss this guy. Because we didn't see a lot of it, but you can see when we're locked in with all defenders how scary it can be for teams. Because we went on that run and we saw Deuce McBride hawking with OG, and Dante was actually tuned. He was dialed in the third quarter. Dante actually fighting over screens, making it work. When we saw all that activity happening, kind of got like it was great. It was porn. It was like defensive porn, man. It was great. I loved watching it. It was,
Oh,
and I
man.
wish we got more Mitch minutes with him. They
King
they
Kong.
they played for a good 30 seconds together, but it still looked great. So, and even the offense, he started to head fake, go to the basket and finish at the rim. He started hitting his mid-range shots, and like Lee said, he didn't scream, didn't yelp. I didn't see him grab his elbow at all today. So that was a great sign that he didn't re-injure his elbow. It didn't look like he aggravated his elbow. It looked like he's good. So I'm hoping
Yeah.
that's the trend.
I was watching his reaction after that dunk, that baseline dunk. I watched it. I wanted to see if he flexed it, if he winced, anything. And he looks like he's like he's ready to go. Rather, one thing I'm learning about this front office: if you hear something, just think the opposite. They sound like the sky was falling with OG, and then he went from probable to he's playing. So like, it has to mean you've been taking contact for a while and things of that nature for it to be so sudden, drastically or whatever you want to call it. So I never believe this front office basically, or the
Yeah,
reports around the front office because they're not talking to anybody.
I
And
agree.
and it's clear they playing the game, and I respect it. I don't need to know. Uh, as long as we winning, I don't care. We got our
Is
players back. I'm cool.
exactly, and it's crazy because I know you said you mentioned in the space today, Ebony, about how the 76ers was fined $100,000 because they did not reveal the status of Joel Embiid until like it was game time. He was listed as out, and all of a sudden he was available. And then I saw somebody compare that to Nick's situation because OG's announcement was really sudden. It was like out, probable, and then he was like he's playing, and like he went through all the stages within I feel like half an hour. It was like, wait a minute, what happened? And then somebody pointed out, hey, I think the Knicks didn't want to be fined 100K for not revealing his status, so maybe that's why they're doing it. Because we already know the Knicks are about gamemanship. They
Mhm.
kept that surgery a secret. I still believe he had that surgery way before the trade deadline. They just kept it under wraps for
I
leverage.
Maybe. I
Yeah.
found it funny that it was real confusing when you looked at ESPN. Sorry, Ryan. When you looked at ESPN, it said out next to OG's name, but it said probable for Friday's game. I was so confused. I'm like, ESPN, what kind of mixed messages are you giving me? Is he out or is he playing? Like, come on.
Word.
Yeah, I think it was pretty clear because I think with what happened with how they reported Julius Randle's injury, I think that pretty much gave us all an idea. Like, you know what? You really can't trust the Knicks of what they say because it's kind of weird that the previous day they said, okay, OG's been cleared for contact. And then all of a sudden, after one day of practice, taking contact, all of a sudden he goes from out to questionable to probable to playing within a 24-hour span. Like it doesn't make sense. Clearly, he's been taking contact before they reported that he was cleared for contact, and they see that he's taking contact for a few days in a row, and they're like, okay, you know what? He's ready and good to go. And yeah, he did look good tonight. And the thing about OG is that, which is what I love about him. And I think Lee mentioned this. I forgot if it was in the chat or on Twitter or something that he said, but he basically said that like when OG's on the floor, it's kind of like he provides a soft double wherever he goes on that side of the floor because his wingspan is so long.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like it's so easy for him to recover to his man and double off his man because he can cover so much space because he's so long. Pause. So so the
Wait, what's
so
the Bulls guy's name? Bulls dude name? Ayo. Yeah, Ayo.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, having a guy like that back in the lineup that can pretty much guard multiple people at the same time, it seems like with his defensive prowess, is definitely, something that the Knicks have missed. And he showed his value tonight, playing 29 minutes.
I appreciate you quoting me. Yes, that was on Twitter. It's an honor for Ryan G to be brain of something I said on Twitter. I guess I tweeted something correct this time around. Speaking of that, OG, yes, very nice to have him back in the lineup. I think he'll gain his consistency and rhythm a little more offensively as the games go on. He's coming back in a good enough time span, I think, to where by playoff time, I have no doubt he'll be right back to where he was when we first got him before the trade deadline. I see some doom and gloom in the chat. The obvious haters are coming out on Twitter. I think it's okay to admit that perhaps Tibbs made some coaching mistakes with the rotations and the minutes distribution today. I think that, again, yes, maybe the team is prepared with a defensive game plan, but the execution, the effort was not there in the first half. I mean, that's just like obvious when you're down by 20 to a team way out of the playoff picture like the Chicago Bulls. It's okay to criticize those things. It's okay to criticize the referees as well. Josh Hart should not have been tossed. There were some foul calls missed on Brunson. Again, it's also fair to say that Mitch still looks rusty. Hart got manhandled by Vucevic. Precious looked like ass the 5. Alec Burks never played another minute with the Knicks. I mean, I could probably guard defense a little bit better than Bojan Bogdanovic. At least I'll take a charge from time to time. I probably can't pass better than him, which is saying a lot because we're both really bad passers. But all that being said, I have no fear about the first round matchups that are happening. We sweep Indiana in 4. We beat Orlando in 5. I mean, the Cavs is food in 5 games. Now, getting to these conference finals is going to be difficult. We don't need a lot of good things to happen and a huge stroke of luck, for sure. And Tibbs is not to be on his A game with the rotations and cut out Burks completely from any playoff minutes come postseason. But just because we had a bad game, we lost to a team that we shouldn't have, doesn't mean that we're no longer a threat to make the Eastern Conference a run. I think all those things can exist at the same time.
Just want to say real quick, yeah, I do. And I guess I'm a homer in this aspect, and it's because Spider-Man told me. I told y'all I believe in science. I don't care. Spider-Man told me we gonna get this chip. So that's where I'm at right now. I still think we have enough. We just can't allow. We have to have like conversations, or Brunson has to have a goal. Like I have to have a certain amount of assists. We have to have a certain amount in the same a range of assists, not a specific number, but a range of assists for each a half or in the game. You understand? Because at halftime we had only 9 assists to Chicago's like 17 or something like that. They had a wild amount of assists in the first half. If we cannot get everybody involved, that's when we have no shot. Like we have no shot. But once we are able to get the others involved, everybody, it helps Brunson now. And like what the Bulls did to us today. Caruso, DeRozan, they did nothing that first half. We had them pretty much under wraps. It was like 5 points each. If I remember correctly, they had around the same amount of points. It was the Chicago bench gave them 21 points already in the first half, and it came from 2 people. It was the green guy and Drummond.
Yeah.
That's where their 21 or 22 points had came from the bench. But that's still a lot of bench points.
Yeah.
Like the bench came and impacted the game. They kept others involved. And then Vooch did his thing, iHeart was having his issues today or whatever, we tired, whatever the case was. And they just had a lot more productivity. And then in the second half, the others struggled a little bit. But now it's DeRozan time. And that's what happened. You see DeRozan hitting his patent in, mid ranges. You see Vooch hit that big 3-pointer. Sorry, my camera all over the place. But yeah, you see the others get involved until the superstar comes, and that's what you want. Today we had our superstar and Miles McBride, and nobody else joined the party.
Yeah, nobody else
really
joined the party. Everybody else was scared, yo. It was like that's the other thing too. Is like sometimes I do understand like we have to pass more, and sometimes it's like, yo, we gotta make shots. Like sometimes I get torn between we gotta pass more and we gotta make shots because Dante shot 4 for 12.
And the fact is, Chicago is a good team for defending the paint. They were number 1 in opposite points in the paint. They're number 1 in the league. So and you see why. Like, they really were contesting. You got Drummond coming at the back and he was doing his thing, active hands and getting some steals, some blocks. He had people hesitating.
Right.
Besides Brunson, because Brunson really don't hesitate with anybody, but the others he had them hesitating when they got there. So
Yeah.
that's another way we miss Josh Hart with his aggression to the hole and challenging folks.
Right. Because it's like when you look when once Josh Hart's out the game, the guys who you want to take shots are OG, Dante, McBride, Bojan. Right. Like those are the guys. OG, he did his thing, 5 of 8. He came on kind of late. Like I felt like first half was like I'm getting rusty. I'm got a little bit rusty. I'm getting to my rhythm. In the second half, he kind of went to work a little bit. Dante, he was very sporadic. He started off the game shooting his threes, his patent and quick trigger threes wasn't really hitting. He got to the basket a couple, but he never really got on track. And then Bojan, McBride was balling. Then you go to Bojan. He's getting extended minutes now because Josh Hart's not playing. So now you got Bojan. You got, Brunson's kicking it to Bojan. Bojan has turned the ball over. He's going out of bounds. It's one of those things. It's like sometimes, yes, you need assists, but sometimes you just gotta make shots, man. Sometimes you just gotta make the shots. I feel like we weren't all making the shots outside of McBride. McBride didn't shoot in McBride. The fourth quarter, he wasn't hitting his. He wasn't really hitting his shots in the fourth quarter.
But it's the type of shots too. You got to remember that rotation, flow. Those things count. Those count. Those come into play also. I can't give it to today just not making shots. We didn't move the ball very well or ourselves today. The off ball screens that we was doing just yesterday. Those were missing again. Those were non-existent today. We didn't give easy shots. We didn't allow them time. Bogey too. I don't know why he Phil, he has to put it on the hoop, but me on the floor, I guess defenses will run him off the line knowing he can shoot. So that's probably what it is. And we just got to help him like last game, give him a little extra second to take his time and process his shot and things of that nature, I guess. But I didn't like our offense today at all.
You know what it is with me? Like if you're going to single coverage Brunson and he cooks you, I'll take that because at some point you're going to have to double. And so when the double comes, if he's efficient in cooking you in single coverage and then the double come and he's picking you apart, then all right, cool, you're in trouble. He's picking you apart now. Now you really have to pick your poison because nothing's happening. So I don't really mind. I don't mind if he's not passing at first, if they're going to choose to have some dude, small guard guarding him and he's cooking him. And he's just cooking them all day, and he ends up with 18. And you know what I mean? Especially if we're not scoring anywhere else. Especially if we're struggling to score everywhere else. Like I felt like we were struggling to score in general.
Yes, I agree. And I think those small to small screens that have been working fairly well for us in the last couple of games, they were very predictable tonight. I think when you're playing a defensive line of Ayo and Caruso and DeRozan and Green, outside Green, those are 3 very, very, very good defenders. If you're going to play small to small screens, you'd have to be able to put the ball on the floor and mix it up a little bit. It was pretty predictable that when DiVincenzo was screening for Brunson or McBride, that if Brunson's giving it up, it's going to be a 3. You're not. I mean, if you crowd them or cut off their spacing, they don't really have the potential to put the ball on the floor and drive to the hoop, draw a foul, get an easy bucket downhill. The offense, I thought, ran very predictable when Brunson became a facilitator. Now, Deuce McBride was hitting threes, but outside of that, this is where Julius Randle is very important.
Yeah.
Because he really do the only other element of someone who can create off the dribble and also require a double team to shift some of the focus away from Brunson getting trapped and blitzed. So I would like to see this summer, McBride and Dante DiVincenzo and Josh Hart to really add on to their games. I thought Alec Burks would be that guy because he's pretty good mid-range, but he hasn't been. He's been absolutely cooked in a bum. So I need these, maybe if it's Bogdanovic, start utilizing him more in the mid-range area just to diversify the offense and the looks so that the defense doesn't just gradually and easily shift around the perimeter waiting for someone to check up a 3.
Or maybe, like I said, the Hartons, maybe I still feel like there's more leaning to Hartenstein. I feel like that might just be the answer, man. Like I feel like we just need to we need to lean into Hartenstein being the focal point on the offense for a stretch.
Yeah, I think we kind of did that today. Iheart just it wasn't his game today.
Yeah.
They tried to do a little pick off the little pick and the handoff that he does. They come around, he
Yeah.
picks a little bit handoff. That didn't work so well today. And it became I agree, it became predictable because I have to disagree with I rather Brunson be a facilitator first and mixing his buckets in between because that's why that's why they played single coverage. They wanted him to be the scorer. You get what I'm saying? Okay, you're gonna get your bucket, but everybody else is not. And then in the second quarter, when you realize that you need help, you can't do it by yourself. They know that. They know now I'm in these passing lanes because I know you're going to try to get others. You need help. Now from if you do that from the get-go, you help your own space, and now they have choices to make. What are we going to do? How are we going to play this? Because we're playing one-on-one. If you could get your shot anytime you want to, we know he can, especially on one-on-one coverage. Why not help get others easier shots? Get them help to help you in the long run. That's how I feel
Yeah.
about the situation. And I just wanted to say Mitch caught a body. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he most definitely did, and I gotta agree with Ebony on this because, to me, at least watching the Knicks, I think where Harden is more effective is when they double on Brunson because when they double on Brunson and then Brunson passes out the double team and the ball gets to Hardenstein, the defense is trying to scramble back. And then that's when Hardenstein's able to pick out passes where he's like able to find guys on the corner or guys make back cuts. He's able to make those easy passes, to those guys for easy buckets and things of that nature. I think that's when Hardenstein is most where he's most effective. But with the way the Bulls were guarding Brunson, how they were guarding Brunson 1-on-1 and just sticking by their man, that's more emphasis on Brunson to initiate the offense and try to get others involved in that way because he has to be the creator. It's 1-on-1. So it's like he has to be the one to facilitate the offense from that angle. So with the way Bulls are playing tonight, yeah, you have to go through Brunson, and Brunson got to try to create shots for others, and at the same time create his own shot. But when they can catch the defense scrambling, then that's when Hardesty more effective because then Hardesty got enough vision as a big man to be like, okay, the defense is scrambling, who's open, and pass it to that guy and get easy buckets that way. So I agree with Ebony that tonight Brunson should have been the one to initiate more, getting others involved and things of that nature.
But guys, I mean, this is Brunson's third game in double-digit assists. I don't
I
think
was about
there's
to
a
mention that.
I don't think there's a good argument to say that Brunson hasn't been facilitating because he clearly has. Maybe he should lean into it earlier in the game, but yeah, and that's fine criticism. But the point that I was trying to make is when you're doing these small to small screens and you don't have Julius Randle, unlike last year, I'll give him some credit. RJ Barrett and Emmanuel quickly could operate in the mid range. RJ wasn't able to pull up, but he could get downhill to using his strength to get to the hoop. And IQ did have, I mean, he thrived in the mid range from the floater into the basket. That's what I think we're missing right now. We don't really have when the guards set a screen for Brunson and then he gets it out to them. It's guaranteed it's going to be a damn 3-point shot or another hockey pass for maybe a more wide open 3-point shot. None of these guys can mix it up and get into the mid range and just cause the defense to have to adjust a little bit. People can kind of stay in their lane and predict what is about to happen after that. And it really points an emphasis on what Julius Randle brings to this offense.
That's why I kind of feel like, when OG really started going and started mixing up between the three and the inside game, that's when stuff starts to really look different because it becomes a little less predictable. We have a guy who's so big, you can't just run him off the line. You can't just meet him at the rim and that's it. You're going to need a legit shot blocker there. And Vujicic and those guys aren't legit shot blockers. So once he started getting going, it looked completely different. The team just looked completely different. And Josh Hart, even when Josh Hart was out, he didn't have a brilliant game by any means, but he's still a threat to finish at the rim and get those rebounds and do something besides shoot threes, even though I would love for him to shoot a three and actually make it sometimes. You know
Well,
what I mean?
he has a wrist injury. They say it's preventing him really from shooting right now too.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that,
I mean, it was, before the wrist injury, he wasn't really shooting that many,
yeah, no,
but
I know, but now he
now it's
got
an
an
excuse.
excuse
Oh, I
not to
can't.
shoot.
Oh
Yeah, he
no.
got the excuse why maybe him not being able to shoot and him knowing that has helped because he was focused. He's like, I'm getting to this basket. You get what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And no playing, no games with the basketball, just straight. I'm getting to this basket. But
Yeah.
I want. Go ahead, Jay. I want to ask you a question real quick.
I'm still encouraged by Brunson's assist.
I'm encouraged by it, but again, remember how I told you about James Harden? You remember the James Harden before how I used to say the accidental assist because you have the
Hmm.
ball in your hand so much. That's when you get those. You have the ball in your hand, you're going to collect assists. Even if you don't want to, you're going to do it because somebody you pass the ball, somebody makes a move, they hit a shot. You get an assist. But my thing is the 10 assists that look good on paper, but again, if you can take your man one on one any chance that you can get, you don't take the bucket for yourself all the time. In the beginning, you should want to get everybody else. That's just helps you. It helps you as a
Yeah.
player.
Now I agree. I just feel like it's different when. All right. So it's like if it's one on one, it's being you one on one, and then everybody else is staying home. Then my job is to get the bucket to force the help. You know what I'm saying? To force the help to get, because then I can start to swing a pass and everybody can get involved. If because like that's what they do. Like there was a point when what's this dude's name? The ball Alex Russo would guard Randall one on. You know what I'm saying? Like they just do that because they just have so much confidence in him to guard one on one. But you start cooking them, they're gonna start to scramble, and they started to scramble, and that's when the assist started to come because at some point you just look ridiculous trying to guard him one on one. I don't know. I just think it's hard to. I feel like it's easier said than done sometimes, unless, like
You
you said, maybe you do some off-ball screening action. But when everybody's not shooting well,
but like okay,
you're still kind of
yeah.
depending on threes. So
In the
it's I don't know. It's
Yeah, in the third quarter, Jay, we realized that we needed help. That you had to get the ball moving, and it
mm-hmm.
had five straight Dante DiVincenzo points. So they realized that it was nobody else and no ball movement, no other help. Because eventually they said, okay, we got to get the others involved to help Brunson out, like to help the spacing and things of that nature. You have to one on one. I get you. You could cook the person, but you can't go 1 on 10, 1 on 15. You're gonna lose every time. I'll take
Right.
those odds. I take you having 10 assists and killing us because I know that if nobody else, if I lock down anybody else, you're not beating me by yourself. Nobody's beating a team unless you score 81. Nobody's beating a team by themselves
No,
like that.
you're gonna need help. I'm not. Of course, no one's beating you. You're going to need help.
Like
But even in the playoffs, there's points in the playoffs where you put the ball in your star's hand and you tell your stars to go, and there's points in the playoffs where you have to give your stars some time to rest and somebody else has to produce. So I feel like there's times in the NBA for both where all right, it's just your turn to cook now because you got his number, or it's time to facilitate.
I agree. I agree. You have to find a balance, but again prefer him. Now I'm not saying
Assisting the
every
pass
shot
though. Sorry.
pass it off. You have to sprinkle yourself in there every once in a while. But the first quarter, second quarter, why not? Intentionally try to get others involved. Make the defense make the decisions. Make them think. Make them when you make them think and move. It wasn't a lot of movement. That's when the accidents happen. That's when we get the hockey assists and the things of that nature. Again, like you mentioned, that they have a utmost confidence in Caruso. He was trying to pick up, Jalen Brunson in the half court. I mean, full court. So knowing you can get yourself something, you have to let the defense get off you. They're intent. They watching you. Yeah, you got somebody picking you up full court. Blow by him and maybe get a backdoor. Use the aggression. We didn't use the aggression this time. We did not. Like we did last game. And again, that was Josh Hart. You feel his impact
All right, all
all
right,
over this game.
all right.
Hey,
Salute. Hold on. Here comes a new challenger. Yo, salute to the chat. If you guys didn't know, it is Fan Friday. So Fan Fridays, if you guys didn't know, is you can join the chat live, hit the video, talk Knicks with us. And so shout out to Ariel who's joining us for a while. Yo, nice to meet you, Ariel. I see you on Twitter all the time.
Me too, man.
Yeah,
My guy.
What up, Lee?
Yeah, Lee's favorite roasting partner. What's going on?
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Man, I appreciate everything y'all do. Y'all see my sarcasm always in the thing, but that's
yeah. I see. We got this the wrong. Hold on. You know what? Sometimes people we. So, what are your thoughts on the? Do you have any thoughts on the game, on the conversation, or anything that we had to say?
Absolutely,
I know we're going back and forth.
Say, yeah, everybody's takes was pretty much on point. I can't disagree with literally anything anybody said on this panel right now. The things that I loved about this game, I'm gonna say the positives and the negatives. Obviously, the positives, OG Anunoby. I mean, it was a breath of fresh air seeing him on the court. The guy being so inswitchable on defense, being able to guard all 5 positions if needed. The shot looked more fluid. Everything just more fluid with his game. And it was just a pleasure to see him out there, man. It looks like he that rest was much needed, and he looks really like his energy is just there. And I love it. And we need that. Obviously, the bad, we're coming off a back-to-back with a gritty win, a comeback from behind win against the Kings. And we end up starting this game off very slow. And I kind of knew from the beginning of the game, I just had it in the back of my head. I said, deep down inside, I want to win this game, but I kind of have a feeling it's going to be too much to overcome.
That's
like, even before Josh Hart got ejected, I just had this feeling in my gut. And I wasn't so mad when we lost because like I knew it was coming. Because I just said it, man. It's off the tip. We looked slow. We were getting beat off the dribble, causing our centers to have to, come out and guard. And it just put us in really bad positions. And then the Josh Hart, obviously, with the egregious flagrant foul call, which was totally baloney. I don't think that call should have stood. I think that was I mean, the NBA officiating has been bad, not just towards the Knicks, but it's been so like it's awkwardly. It usually comes against more so the Knicks than any other team in the NBA. And there's a lot of times that the game should not be decided by referees. And I'm not one of those guys that will sit there and say, "Oh, we only lost because of the refs," because obviously there's other factors into it. But I think you're talking about a team coming off back to back, like I stated before. And being able to win back to back in the NBA, I don't care who you're playing. It's not easy to win back to back games. And you clearly saw it. They were a step slow. They just didn't have their legs, man. The legs the jump shots weren't fluid. When I saw Dante DiVincenzo and he was off the mark, I said, yeah, it's probably gonna be one of those nights. Josh Hart getting ejected, that totally changed the trajectory of the game. Because I still feel like if Josh Hart played, I think there's a better chance that we win this game rather than lose.
Same.
And because we lost out, obviously you see we got killed on the boards. If you look at the complete game. And it killed the offensive rebound is where it's like it was just awful on our end. Like we got killed on the offensive glass, and that's what hurt us. Obviously, missed some key free throws down the stretch, but the game was very winnable up until that fourth quarter. And I saw that like going into that first minute when the Bulls went on that run. I said, yeah, I think this night might be cooked. And I was right, man. I said Josh Hart, man, we lost a big piece, and I think obviously with the news with Julius. So we got, those are 2 big holes to fill. Obviously the only plus is OG. Look good. The downside also, man. I take my L's very gracefully. I wanted Alec Burks here.
Yeah.
And it's been a disappointment so far. I can't make any excuses for him because Lee, I'm a part of Rational Knicks Twitter. And I gotta keep it. My guy has been looking awful, man. I know that CP's guy too, but I don't know, man. I don't know if it's a confidence thing. I don't know if it's, coming from a bad team to a team that's actually contending. Like you go from a bad situation to a good one. He's got to shake that rust off because we need him. We need Burks. And if he ain't got it, man, we got to use the next man up, man. I'll give it to see what Shake got. I mean, I'm even willing to go as far as what Daquan Jeffries got at this point. Because Alec Burks has been awful, and Bogdanovich, he didn't have a good game tonight, obviously either, and he's a guy that we needed to step up, made some crucial turnovers down the stretch, and I felt like he was just biting the bait when it came to DeRozan and wasn't giving him enough airspace. Actually, encroaches landed space in one of those fouls. And
Yeah.
I thought that really turned the game around because I said if Bogey gets into foul trouble, and we all know he's a traffic cone, he wasn't brought here to play defense. I mean, obviously everybody knows that. But sometimes when that shot ain't falling either, man, it's just like he becomes a liability.
Yep.
And he hasn't been in either. But thank God we're not tied in so long term with them. So like, let's say if worst case scenario they don't turn it around, and when the season is over, eventually that we can move these guys and with the picks that we got, and we could actually bring in a valuable a rotation piece or another big fish to pair with JB, and then obviously you got Randall coming back next year, OG, and this team will look a lot much better. But we got to take these steps. We took a lump tonight, but I think I'm not so upset at this loss. I'm gonna be honest with you. I kind of felt it was coming. I felt on back to back it was too much to overcome. So overall, man, it was a bad game. A lot of things that referees it made some really pretty egregious calls aside from the Josh Hart thing. I think Jalen Brunson, that should have been a flagrant foul because Drummond wasn't even making a play on the ball. Kind of tackled him like it was a football play
Yeah, that was
right in
crazy.
front of the ref.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, man. I just think I say it all the time, man. I think sports betting ruined the game in some type of way. And I think a lot of these officials are in on these games, man. But Ali is going against the Knicks all the time, and I'm kind of getting tired of it, man.
I agree, man. I agree. You said a mouthful. All good. I can't really disagree with anything you just said, man.
Yep, all facts.
Yeah.
Pretty much on point. Doesn't happen a lot.
I'm shocked
damn.
because Ariel has a tendency sometimes to have some ass crack takes. So I thought he was going to get on here and just drop some awful takes.
Yo, but
Man.
yo, Lee, you know why I say I talk the way I do because when I talk crazy or whatever, when people say spin the block or whatever, I do it because I know I've been right more than I've been wrong. So for like even my wrongs haven't even been like that bad. Like, okay, I thought Obi Toppin and Cam Reddish were gonna be it. And I was dead wrong on that. And I took it, but was I really wrong? Because we ended up bringing a better piece in and moved on. But hey, just listen, he didn't play up to what I thought he was gonna be. So whatever. So it's not really a wrong.
Very
and the team
fair.
got better. So it is what it is. You're never gonna be right
Hey, man.
all the time.
I thought Alec Burks was gonna be. Well, I think he's gonna be a world beater. I thought he would be decent. I was like, you know what? I think he'll be able to handle some point guard minutes. I think is exactly what I said. And he hasn't even been able to do that. Like,
He can't even handle
He turns it
shooting
around,
guard.
man. I'm just hoping he
I
turns it
think
around.
I think
Hoping just
me and Ebony would have went to
Detroit
like,
funk.
nah, we don't want Burks or Bogdanovic here. Like,
Yeah.
nah, we want either one.
Yeah.
Facts.
I didn't want Bogdanovich at first. I think once I realized that we needed some type of scoring, and it looked like Grimes was on his way out, and it looked like I knew we had to move Evan just because of the politics of the situation. Like, I know he's an expiring contract, and we can move him whenever we want. But I remember vividly Ian Begley saying that it can look really bad for the Knicks if they ended up keeping Evan Fournier and still not playing him after the deadline. Like, it would have looked really bad, even though they can just end up just keeping him for a trade chip later. So I knew just for the politic reason that we had to move him. So because of that, I was like, you know what, Bogey, he can give us some scoring. He's still 20 million. We can still trade him for a star if we need to. So I was like, all right, cool. You know what? Let's do it. So that's how I came to the conclusion on that. But it hasn't worked out. I have an inkling of hope that Bogey can work out. Inkling of hope. I've kind of lost all hope in Alec Burks, so.
Yeah, I think honestly Bogey would turn it around. I mean, from the way I see it, like from what I've seen out of the two, I think Bogey would be the one that would turn. Because remember, he was a starter at one point. He was cooking a lot for Detroit. So you got to think about it. A guy that used to start and going to the bench, that's a little transition for some older players.
Burks
So
was
that could
dropping
be a
30.
factor too. Maybe a bigger role might be better. You remember, right? Because he took over for them a couple of nights.
Burks was dropping 30, so I was just like,
Yeah, him too. Yeah, he's
right
he's
before
like
the
he's at
trade,
the
he
Jekyll and
was
Hyde,
dropping
man.
30.
Yeah. And then he comes to the Knicks, man. He turned into hot dog water, man. It's like crazy, man.
Yeah. Let the loser team fool you. Playing on the loser team, you don't have you don't got no
That's
pressure.
a good point too. Yeah, because you're playing, you're not really expecting that, so you do what you do.
Exactly. You
pressure.
just out there throwing shit up. If it go in, it go in. Oh, let's go.
I with Knicks fans because Knicks fans will be on you, man. You have a couple of bad games, man. You're gonna hear it, no matter who you are.
Shout out to Angro said cooking for Detroit means nothing. Flynn just had 50.
That
Let's
is
go
true.
straight back, Flynn.
That
Let's
is
go.
true.
Let's straight back.
People really wanted him back too. They were saying it on the timeline.
Oh, they
were like,
were?
yeah, we should have
Not
kept.
for
Yeah, they
nothing.
was like,
I
come
said
on,
that we
man.
should have kept him. I was surprised that we threw him in that trade. I'm like, we could have used another ball handler.
And he actually wasn't bad.
Yeah, and
Nah, he
Flynn,
wasn't bad, but he was alright. He had a couple of nights
Flynn
where
is
he
the
like
Tibbs kind of
like,
player. He plays on the other end and he runs a team. He's not flashy. He's not going to do anything out of the system. I was really surprised that.
yeah, I was kind of shocked too because I thought he was gonna stick around for the
Yeah,
year
I
as a,
thought
like
we
an
was gonna
insurance
have
policy or something.
I thought we was gonna have like the redhead, like Charizard, the evolution. I thought we was gonna have that,
Abby,
but they
the
traded.
caveat to that though, that if he stays here, maybe you don't see as much Deuce.
No, I think it's
they
the other
wanted
way
to
around. I
like
think he wanted to be moved because Deuce was in front of him in the pecking order, and he knew he wasn't going to get playing time unless
Oh, I got you. Yeah, that's
the
a good,
Deuce. Like that's the way I
Yeah.
saw it anyway.
that's a good
Maybe,
point.
yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And,
Possible.
But them Detroit Pistons, they fleeced us. I don't even care. We ain't give up much.
damn it, they got Evan.
Yo, they don't even know how to draft, man. What do you think? They drafted Killian Hayes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They definitely.
Come on.
They definitely.
Jaden Ivey looked like a bust too,
Yo,
man.
matter of fact, speaking of
It-
killing A's, did any team ever pick him up? Because my dude
No.
got cut and I haven't heard a word from him.
Damn,
he's
Killian
gonna
out the
be- he's
league
gonna be
at
playing
20.
overseas
How old is
soon,
he? He like 21?
Detroit
Yeah,
said
he's
only
young.
one Frenchman at a time.
Man, he was
Damn.
worse than Franklin Aquila, man.
Yeah, Frank is my wrong take. Frank
Yeah.
is
Right?
me.
Yeah, listen, I was a Frank
very
homer
wrong.
too, man. You couldn't tell me nothing about Frank. When we had him here.
Yeah.
I would go at ya. And you know what's crazy? Like the discourse on Twitter was better when we were like horrible. Now that we actually good. It's like backwards.
Yeah,
I agree.
I missed that part. I came to Twitter like in the fourth season. Well, I caught that non-playoff year. So I guess, but we're still pretty good. That was just like a disappointment though. The year in between the fourth seed and last year. That's when I came onto Twitter.
Oh, ugh. I mean, I guess it's better than nothing, but ugh. That's the frustrating. That was the Fire Tibbs year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
What?
everybody like it's even me. I wanted
Yeah, even me. Yeah, that's where I was on Fire Tibbs
I
that
was on
time.
Fire Tibbs and Trey Randall. I was
Yup,
like, get
me
Randall
too.
up out of here.
I was on
Yeah,
that
I
train
was-
that year too.
I was over Randall and spinning and twirling, looking like a drunk Tasmanian devil.
Mm-hmm. No handle
But
Randall.
you
I remember.
know what they say about Randall, man? They said you don't know what you got till it's gone.
Yeah.
Now everybody love him, man. 'cause
Yup,
everybody
come
wants him
back.
out. Everybody's mad
Boo.
that he's out for the year.
Yeah.
We miss that. We miss
Ariel,
that, man.
I'm glad that I appreciate Randall before he was gone. So you can't, I'm all right.
No.
My soul,
I'm not talking about you.
I say
'Cause
my
you did
soul
come
is
around.
good. I feel good with
Yeah.
myself that I ain't write him off. you
No,
know?
Ebony made the cut, Kai. I definitely remember Ebony first guy here. I felt like when Ebony first got here, it was like the Grinch who got a heart at the end of the movie.
Nah, I told you I didn't have no ill will towards Randall. It's always been his mental with me.
Me too.
Never his skill
Yeah.
set.
Me
Never
too.
his skill set.
And I like that he held himself accountable in those podcasts. He said he would have never did the thumbs down thing again, and he realized that he messed up basically.
Yeah.
Got to let himself get him. But I don't know what he was going through because supposedly they were saying that he was going through something. They went and got him a therapist, and so we got to remember too. At the end of the day, like, and I obviously me, like I suffer from anxiety myself. I have ADHD, a low form of it, but like mental health is real, man. So like somebody's like Marbury, prime example, man. His mental health wasn't taken care of, and his career turned out to be, something that it shouldn't have been, but he ended up waking up out of it. So I'm all for people going for their mental health and fixing that. And Julius Randle held himself accountable and said he goes to therapy, he meditates. So, yo, I'm more power to you, bro. And it shows on the court because he's a better teammate, better person, like attitude. He still argue with the rest, but sometimes he does get played a lot because he's such a strong guy. He takes a lot of bumps like Jalen, but overall, man, I just missed the guy. I can't wait till he comes back next year, man.
You know,
No.
since you said that, I'm gonna bring it up. I want to give you some flowers, bro. Now that you're on,
So,
the Knick of Time podcast, I want to thank you for always being a resource for me when I'm dealing with anxiety, depression. Ariel and I's DMs, bro, it's like back and forth roast fest. We're constantly seeing each other voice notes, tearing each other apart. We're cussing each other out in Spanish on the timeline. But I got mad love for Ariel because Ariel is always there for me, and I'm always there for him when one of us is struggling with depression and anxiety. We crack each other up. We give each other a roast, or to talk hoops, or he'll have me on the podcast. I'm texting him, sending him DMs, and chatting with him on the timeline. I got a lot of love and respect for you as a human being, and not just a great basketball thinker, because you are. No one knows history like you. You know more than I do, and that says a lot. But you're also a really good human being. I got a lot of love for you as a person.
yeah, I appreciate that. That means a lot, man. Like I said, because we live in a kind where kindness is free, man. But a lot of people don't have that in them. Even with strangers, man. Like just you don't know what somebody going through, man. So I always say treat people nice, treat them with respect, man, because you don't know what people be going through that they don't show. You know what I'm saying? So mental health is real, man. And that's why I think all these basketball players that are actually like Kevin Love actually is open about it too, how he struggles with his anxiety and depression. And he has like some kind of program he's doing to get athletes to, check their mental health and stuff. Like I thought that was cool, man.
Me too. It's dope.
That's what's up. All right, yo.
Ariel's the bro.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Ariel. Good to see. Good to finally meet you on video. I guess it's
Yeah,
not
right. We
meet
always
you.
talk, and I ain't never been on. I was like, man, I never been on KOT before. I said I might have to jump on it.
Yeah, it
I do
is.
this every Friday.
Yeah, we just started. You just started.
I
It's
didn't know
Fan
that,
Fridays.
man. You know what? Because I'm always out on like Friday night. I'm always like, if I'm not watching the game, I'm watching like stuff on Netflix or Zoo or Hulu, whatever. But like I didn't know you guys do that on Friday. So like if I'm free, like if you guys
Hell
still
yeah.
do that,
Yeah, it's
I'll
new.
just
It's
have
new.
it.
It's new. So like post games,
Yeah.
if you do the post games on Friday, we'll have it, and people can jump in and talk Knicks basketball. There's a couple people be like, I want to come on. I'm like, yo, this is the time, man. If y'all been saying I want to come on, come in and kick it with us. So yeah, this is what we do.
Yeah, he's gonna be my first guest on Knick and 10.
That's right.
Yeah,
So
he's gonna be my first guest, man.
yo, so definitely check out Ariel's channel.
Honored, bro.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
graphics is
exactly. I'm gonna keep it
good.
on the same page. I'm gonna do my gold school retro NBA, and then I gotta drop I gotta edit it, man. I got the Ronnie Cycli tribute I gotta drop too.
And Ariel and I are going to be doing a Sean Bradley tribute as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we gotta do that too, man. I ain't forget about that.
You
But I
and
want
the
to do the Knick one
athlete,
first. And then
Sean
we'll do that.
Bradley. I'm sorry, I
We both love Sean Bradley.
I cannot
Yeah,
think. I
tragedy,
cannot
man.
hear
He's in a
his name
wheelchair
without thinking
now,
about
bro.
that line, man.
He's in a wheelchair now,
Yeah.
paralyzed.
Yeah.
Went through a lot of tragedy.
Was a
Oh, word?
motorcycle
I didn't know that.
accident, right? It was a
Yeah, he's
motorcycle
paralyzed.
accident.
Oh man, damn! Now I
No,
forgot.
Yeah.
He was on a bike. He got hit by a car while he was riding a bike.
Mhm.
Oh, it was a regular
Yeah.
bike. I thought it was
Yeah.
motorcycle.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. It was a regular bike. He got hit.
Wow.
Yeah, he got hit by the guy was drunk, right? I think
Yeah.
it was the over the limit. Yeah, the
That's
drunk driver
crazy.
almost killed him, man.
That's
Mhm.
Crazy.
Yo, so,
He's a good dude.
yo,
Yeah, he is.
Yo, salute to the chat, yo. Salute to the chat. Knicks lost to the Bulls, 100-108. So shout out to APP. Shout out to APAP, who said we were one of his first podcasts he watched. So shout out to you, man. Shout out to
Hey,
Varian 2. Shout out to Ann Grill and Knicks Nation TV. And everybody else is rocking with the KOT show. Shout out to Just Knicks as well. Next game up is the Bucks. So I don't know, man. The Bucks have been sputtering. I think this is our get back game. I think we could take them. It's still weird because we're on the road. It's not that much rest, but I think this is kind of the first game we're facing the Bucks when we have OG here. So that'll be interesting to see how that dynamic plays out. Also, you already know, I know everybody knows, the Bucks can't guard nobody, man. The Bucks can't guard nobody. They got
Aim
Heavily.
Lillard.
Aim.
Aim time.
yeah, man. Aim
Ease it up,
time.
though.
Brunson
Ease it
versus
up,
Dame.
though.
We just gonna cook
No,
that
no.
brother.
Not Dame. Aim. He
Oh,
don't
my
play
bad,
no
my bad.
defense.
Brunson versus
I
Aim.
don't even know if he's gonna be back for that game.
He's gonna cook him.
I
You
know
know
they
he's a
should have
child-
got
I
a
mean, you can
Brown
still
is
cook
on
Patrick
the
Beverly. It's cool.
They should have got a bruh pick. Anybody that lose to Detroit, the Wizards, and then Memphis back to back, gotta get a bruh pick.
And they
Bruh.
lost to the Raptors tonight too. They lost to the Raptors
Man, they
tonight.
lost to the
Raptors broke
Yeah,
their
they lost.
50
Oh, come on. Let's get,
They
this
lost
dub,
to a ton
man.
of
We
bad
got
teams.
we might mess up and get second. Let's go.
Yo, they lost to a ton of bad teams, man. Well, I
Yep.
said Milwaukee. I said they should have never traded Drew Holiday. I'm sorry.
Nah.
I said that earlier. They gave up too much. Drew Holiday impacts the game in
Yo,
so many
Ebony, I
different
was
ways.
catching strays from Knicks fans over it, man. They was going at me when I said that.
Nah,
Like,
I did too.
you don't know what you're talking about. I like, you got to look at it deeper than just scoring, man. Like this dude is he's a two-way, one of the best, probably one of the best two ways in the league, bro. Like
Facts.
you need that in the finals, man. That's gonna come through. I think honestly we got a better chance beating the Bucks
I do too.
than people think.
I said the same thing about the Celtics until they got Drew Holiday. When they lost Marcus Smart, I'm like, I don't fear them. I still don't, but you get what I'm saying. I'm like, they lost a lot when they got rid of Marcus Smart.
But think
And then
about
they
it.
got
How far has Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown taken them so far?
Exactly. They got internal battles, Ariel.
And not only that, you're counting on Porzingis. You're counting on
That's what I was
Porzingis
about to
stay healthy
say.
in the playoffs. I don't know about that. That
I'm,
dude's already being low managed the hell out of. So
I'm not
I
even
don't know
gonna
if he can
lie.
make it to a proven series.
I'm not even gonna lie. I don't like giving Porzingis credit at all, but he's been healthier than I thought this year.
He has. He has, but he's missed some games too.
He's missed some games, but he's still been healthier than I thought.
yeah, he's been healthy, but I just don't trust that guy in the playoff series, man. Like staying healthy, I just got a weird feeling about it.
Like if you'd have told me beginning of the year
heart.
that Randall would play less games than KP,
I would have been like
said
you
were crazy.
too. Yeah, I would never think that.
But here we
I would
are.
never think that, man. Randall got one more year left, right?
Yeah, him and
Mhm.
Brunson.
Oh, okay, so yeah, we still got control of him. Hopefully, one of them take a discount, man. That's what I'm
I
hoping,
believe
man.
they do.
I think
really do.
one of them has to do it. One of them got to make. You got to realize when a team want to win a championship, one player got to make that sacrifice. Like, yo, it's not all about me.
Now hold on.
Let's give him a little freedom to get some money and get some more help in here.
I want to ask y'all a question now. Now think about it, because we never actually addressed this. Because with all the news that came out about Randall, being injured, I kind of overlooked that there was some news too that Jalen Brunson was open to talking about extension this summer.
Yes, that report came out. Yeah, it came out.
Yep.
I just read it like a couple hours ago.
Is a huge sign. So when you're talking about taking a discount, to me, like if you're talking about getting an extension this summer, that's definitely a discount type of conversation, because you can get more money if you wait till you hit free agency. So what's happening there? I think you're right. I think there may be talks of like, man, we might be so good. Let's just try to everybody just shave off a little and just try to keep this team together so we can make an actual run. Because I'm still kind of jealous of Miami and how they did that, yo. Like they really got 3 big stars to say, I'm not gonna get paid the top dollar, so we can just run the table for a few years.
I think we also got good news of Hardenstein too, because Hardenstein said that he wants to stay, and he's saying that he's willing to take the same number that he took previously. So that's another good sign right there that he's willing to take less to stay.
And Walt Perry and Leon Rose, man. Thank God we have them.
And another thing, and also we live in New York. So again, people don't know what makes these people tick. You get a lot of outside money playing in New York. The endorsements, the sponsorships, those come. So you might be more willing to take pay cuts because your money is still going to be there. You're still going to make money.
And all that, man.
I just saw Julius Randle's Skechers commercial right before I started the postgame.
And then look at that. Look, Joel Embiid followed suit.
Yeah, he was sipping wine in the commercial. I was like, okay, yeah, you were rehabbing your shoulder. You got more time. I see you, bro. Okay, do you?
He was doing. Didn't he do a State Farm commercial too last year? I could have sworn he did one of them State Farm or one of them car commercials. Julius.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I
I know
think
about
so.
I
that.
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, man. So OG, man, just take a little pay cut. We'll get you some commercials too. You can be on the Geek Squad or whatever you want to do. I know you
Right.
be into the computers and stuff. We can get you something. We can definitely get you something.
Ain't he into Legos? Oh, I'm sorry, that's Miles Turner.
Can
Damn.
I?
Ah,
I want to ask you
Damn.
guys. I want to
got
ask you
him.
guys a question. I want an honest answer, right? Do you think this team was more fun to watch than when the Knicks made that like when they had those good teams in the '90s? Do you think the Knicks equal that same type of energy?
I
Yes.
do. I
Yes.
do because
I
to
know
me
I
the
do.
night
I just want to know how other people
yeah
think.
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
me
I
the
think so. Yeah.
90s indicated a lot of heartache break for me. So
Yes,
this
people
this team
forget.
this
Yeah.
People
team
forget
this I think is yeah.
And I think
the
Yeah.
annoying finger roll.
I think what else is just impressive about this year versus the '90s too is just the way we've been doing it. I like you if you compare if you just played the Bulls, compare us to the Bulls, right? The Bulls lost 3 of their starters and they're fighting for a play in. We lost 3 of our starters and we're fighting to be top 4, top 5. Like so it's a different type of love and and just appreciation for adversity when you watch a team who's lost 3 starters and they're still been at the top of the league. We were talking about them being second a week ago. So I think that makes this team lovable on top of the fact that it's a bunch of guys who were kind of like B guys everywhere else. You know, Randall was traded from the Lakers, then he went to New Orleans and he was here made fun of. First he was made fun of because we didn't sign Kevin Durant. He's like, oh, all you got was Randall, and then we hated him, we wanted him off the team, we wanted to trade him, and now he's lovable again. And then you got Brunson, who was a second round guy who got overlooked in Dallas, and now he's a guy who's 6 feet, and now he's talking about MVP candidate and being snubbed. And so I feel like, and then we got Deuce, who
Dante
wasn't even
DiVincenzo.
playing. He wasn't even playing. He wasn't even in a rotation in October. And now he's been starting and he's averaging 19 points a game. And a lot of times he's been our second best player. So just the underdog story. Then go from Josh to Dante, who came from Golden State. He didn't even have, I think his career high might have been like 25 points before he got here. And now he routinely gets that, and he's the third leading 3-point scorer in the NBA. Like all these individual stories of guys kind of overachieving makes this team probably the most lovable team that I've cheered for.
You saw what Hartenstein said about why he became such a better passer?
Yeah, I saw that.
That was dope, man. When he said he's working with Jokic, that was dope.
That was
And I
dope.
was like one of the few because nobody wanted. People remember when they signed Hartenstein, there was people on Twitter that was mad about that. I was like one of the few was like, yo, y'all don't realize he's low key one of the best backup centers in the league. Y'all don't see him out because he in the West Coast. But yo, I watched a lot of him when he was in the Clippers, and yo, he was easily one of the best backup centers before we signed him.
I'm still waiting for the shooting part though.
Yeah, me too.
Tibbs took
Yeah,
those
that's
shooting
the
away,
part
yo.
that,
He told him to stop. Like,
I think Tibbs wanted him to more rebound and do the shit that he does now. But I think that's what it was.
I think it was a lot of box score warriors. You know, you see how he looked and he got 100% on 3, but he only took 1. Oh, I think that was what happened. Okay, because I'm not seeing the touch. I'm not seeing that.
he was working
Yeah,
on
listen,
threes this summer, though. Am I crazy?
I wasn't worried about it. So
But here's the thing though, like like Knicks fans saw that he shot 40-some% from 3 from the Clippers and forgot to look at the other stat that saw that he averaged like
1 3 a
0.4
game.
threes per game.
Yeah.
I mean, he got to start somewhere.
yo, reading is fundamental, man.
Yo.
Some people can't read, man. You got just
I mean, listen, he's still one of the best passers in the league. I just feel like it's kind of dope.
too.
I just think it's kind of dope that we got a guy who learned from Jokic, and now he's one of the best passing centers in the league. And then you have a guy who learned from Curry on how to shoot threes, and he's one of the best 3-point shooters in the league. And then you have a guy who learned from Luka, and he's like one of the best ISO scorers in the league. It's like it's very, I don't know. It's weird how
Yo,
Everybody just
they
took
used to call
something from the
Dante
other
Delaware Jordan
superstars.
in where his hometown.
What you say?
They used to call him Delaware Jordan
They used to call
in
him
his
Delaware
hometown.
Jordan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he won 2 state titles in Delaware.
Oh, I didn't know they called him Delaware Jordan.
Yeah, he won 2 state titles. Yeah, he was Mr. Delaware basketball for a couple years.
Oh,
You look
that's
it
what's
up.
up. Okay, Ariel with the facts. I
I
see you
read
with
too
the
much,
history.
bro.
Gunshots for that.
That's why I do Go School
My
Retro.
guy.
I'm gonna do a tribute for him when he retires. All of them.
Hell
Dudes,
yeah.
everybody.
Hell yeah. Oh man, you went off on a tangent. We went off a tangent. Let's get to the bro picks. It's time for that.
Bruh.
Aaron, you know what bro picks are?
What's that?
Bro picks are usually we just talk about the worst plays of the game. Sometimes it's not even this game. Sometimes it could be any basketball game. And sometimes it's just something stupid, dumb, idiotic that you just want to point out. It doesn't have to be basketball related. It just be something stupid. Be like, I don't like this. This is stupid. And every day we give. Who do we give a bro every
I see
day?
a lot, man. So I'm trying to think which one because there's too many I can think of right now.
Hold on. For every day we give a bruh pick to it's you gotta give it to if it ends with a Y. It was the day with a Y. He said something stupid. You already know.
You already know.
Yeah.
Paul
Paul
Pierce
Pierce.
and his cornball brother Gilbert. I get kicked out of arenas.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Oh my
Gun
God.
toting
And you know
arenas.
what's crazy? He was one of the first ones that popped in my head. I was like, you know what's crazy? I used to love Gilbert Arenas, man. But he made me so mad that I was gonna do a tribute for him. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to do a tribute for him. I was like, yo, the
Oh,
hibachi.
man.
They called this man the hibachi. Because I seen this dude used to get hot
Yo,
at any moment.
You could.
This dude was a
Yeah.
flamethrower.
low key, he was Steph was for Steph. He just didn't perfect it.
Yes.
But
Yo, I mean, he did get cooked. I mean, one night he did get cooked by Nate Robinson.
I
so-
mean, he gets cooked. No one said he was. I
I
mean,
remember
no one
that.
said he was a defensive dynamo. But he,
Yeah.
Nah, he wasn't, but yo, he got cooked by Nate Robinson one night. I remember that. That's when we were terrible. But yeah, man, Gilbert Arenas, man. Yo, I get it, man. The social media era promotes that stuff. Like say the say the most stupidest thing for reactions. But like, you know, it's like sometimes it's like, yo, enough is enough, man.
Yeah,
It's like
man.
I mean, I can only hear Stephen A. Smith for so long sometimes, man. It's like, all right, man, like you're kind of dragging it out. It's like
Yeah.
I want and the thing is and he just proved, man. Oh, him and Paul Pierce. Don't get me started on
Oh.
Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
But like, yo,
Bruh.
between them two, like, yo, you guys played in the NBA at a high level, everywhere, AAU, college, pros, Hall of Famers, and you guys are future Hall of Famers, whatever. And you guys say the most egregious stuff, and it's like y'all really double down on it and
Yeah.
it makes it even like, yo, okay, maybe he's trolling, maybe he's not really
he
serious.
is. He's definitely
But like,
trolling.
no, he's dead serious.
He's
and
definitely
like
trolling.
putting facts behind it, like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's because of this and that. It's like, yo, you really doubling down on stupid, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's what the bro picks are. So usually, I know Ryan G usually has a few.
Yeah, I definitely got a few tonight.
Yeah,
Definitely.
you load the
But,
clip up.
It's not a huge clip though. It's not a huge clip, but it's definitely going to the refs tonight. This is an all ref.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a
bro
ref.
pick. All refs bro pick tonight because I don't know, the refs are on one tonight, not just in the NBA, but college basketball as well. So my first bro pick is of course tonight, Scott Foster, because I don't know, something possessed this dude to throw Josh Hart out on a play where he didn't even have his balance to even kick somebody in the head intentionally, but thought that, okay, because he quote unquote hit dude in the head, that automatically equates to a flagrant to an ejection out of the game. Like, nah, come on, man. You have to do better than that. To me, it makes me seem like Scott Foster wanted to parlay to hit
Yeah,
tonight.
yeah.
So
He
he's like,
definitely
you know
had
what?
it. Once
So
parlay.
he's like, you know what? I bet Josh Hart under tonight. I need to get this man out the game so he doesn't hit those numbers so I can get my money. That's what it seemed like tonight.
Mm-hmm. And I need both to win the rebound battle, so let's get him out of here. I hear you.
Bruh.
Bro for Scott
My
Foster.
second broad pick goes to, I don't know this ref's name, but as I was on the podcast, I was watching UConn and Iowa women's college basketball. UConn was down by 1. They had the last shot, and the ref calls a moving screen. On
The band play?
Huh?
No, Bad joke.
It's dance sport.
The ref
Dance
calls
sport.
the ref calls a moving screen
I think I
on
sent the
when
video.
you could having the final shot in the game, and then when you saw the replay, it was not a moving screen.
I sent it to the chat. I don't know if you seen it. If you can put it, if you wanted to put it up, but it looked pretty clean to me.
Yeah, it looked clean to me too. She held her position.
Where'd you put
wasn't
it?
moving.
In the in the group chat, in our chat. I sent it to the
On the phone?
text message. Yeah.
Yeah, and that pretty much ruined the game for you. Kind of, Iowa ended up winning and then going to the final.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Refs suck. Sorry.
Yep.
Or
Yo, can you send it to my Twitter? Can you send it to my Twitter?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, can I even damn it. Do I have 5 people share? Do I have 5 people share? No, I don't. I don't think I have 5 people share. Wait, maybe I do. Yes, I do. Haha.
I got a good one for y'all, man. I'm waiting.
Let me see. Let me see if I can find this real quick.
You need it, or you want me to just send it to?
Hold on. Let me see if I can do it.
Okay.
On the fly. Because I didn't prepare to share screen today. But let me see if I can do this on the fly.
Yeah. That's your why.
All right, you go to the next one. Go to the next one, Ryan, while I try to find this.
No, those are my only two broad picks.
Oh, those are your only
I'm
two?
on deck.
Yeah, it was an all ref broad pick.
I'm on deck.
Yeah, you on
Yeah,
deck.
you sent it to my
Alright,
you sent it to my Twitter, Ebony?
Yeah, I got you, Hogan. Yeah, I have a couple broad picks. Well, one Ryan was mine because refs they're about. I'm telling you, they're about to be a permanent broad pick. They keep trending like every game. We talking about some ref somewhere. They about to be permanent broad picks. They about to join the Cornball Twins and call it a day. But my other, since we were talking about college, my other pick would be Iowa fans who Aja Wilson just announced the told that they didn't even know who she was. They said they talking about she told. Do you play basketball? So casuals like we knew you were because all of the Caitlin Clark is the greatest basketball player in the world. That those comments like that lets me know you just started watching when she played. Because again, if there's a world where Maya Moore lives in it, and the Cheryl Miller, and the Brianna Stewart, and the list goes on and on, Aja Wilson, these people, the list goes on and on. It's a pecking order. So that just confirmed the Iowa fans are pick up, go YouTube some history. If you don't want to Google it, you YouTube it. You can actually see highlights of these people. You go to Wikipedia and they show you people greatness. If you don't know, Iowa fans, come on, get it. And you can't be greatness without Chip. That's what I was told.
Yeah.
That's what I was told, right?
Hey.
And another one, since we staying in the college area, is Diana Taurasi. I've never been a Diana Taurasi fan. Let me know this. Never, ever, ever, never, never, ever, never. Right? Ever,
Oh.
never, ever. All right, so
What about Rebecca Lobo?
Yeah, I was a Rebecca Lobo fan. She a Liberty. I had to. But Diana Taurasi, no. She actually she has a show kind of like the Manning brothers do on college basketball. You know how they do the live reaction thing, and she had said that they were showing a clip of Andrew Reese waving, and she said, "Yeah, waving bye-bye to your career with the shade, the unnecessary shade." Like, first of all, she the Paul Pierce of women's basketball, if y'all didn't know. Right?
That's okay.
All right, like if you want to give a comparison with personalities, that's her.
Yeah, okay. She got caught on video with strippers too.
Okay, maybe she got caught on TV talking about the South Carolina Cox is on fire. So
Oh man, I did see that.
They got a cream for that.
You see? Hold on. So yeah, she definitely gets the the bruh pick. She talking about say bye bye to career. She holding somebody's spot. It's about time for you to retire. You holding somebody's spot. It's only 144 of them. Come on, just give it up. Go to your next career now.
Oh man. I actually have a bro pick.
Oh, you do. I got an ooh pick when you finish too, but let me get this one to you. You go ahead. I'm sending you the
Okay, so my bro, this is actually kind of fun. It's kind of funny and messed up. This bro pick to stay in theme with the refs being crazy and flagrant. This bro pick goes to the unibrow Tony Brothers. And this is a story going around.
TikToker
From Jeff Teague.
Oh, I know this story.
Jeff Teague was telling this story because he already knows Jeff Teague got hilarious stories. And this one is no different, even though it was kind of messed up. And it kind of would make me want to put hands on Tony. I'm not gonna lie. I might make me want to CP the brother, but Jeff Teague tells a story about one day when he first got into the league. He might have been with the Hawks or something. And there was these two ladies screaming and cheering for him as he entered the game. It's like, yeah, Jeff, woo! All right. Tony Unibrow Brothers looks at Teague and asks him a question. Yo, who are these hoes? It's like, what? It's like, wait, what? Something to the line on those lines. And he's like, my mom and my aunt, man, what are you doing? And then he proceeds to apologize profusely to Jeff Teague and holds that major L. Yeah.
Yeah, ain't no coming back from that.
Yeah, I'm cursing you out. I'm getting ejected out of that game. I was getting ejected.
Man, I better.
Y'all saw that clip of Josh. Y'all saw that clip of Josh Hart. I mean, not Josh Hart. Don Stevenson telling the fan to shut the F up.
Yeah, that was funny.
The tucking shirt, just jersey.
Yeah.
My man got real quiet too.
Just to get cursed out by an NBA player. I think some people like abuse, bro.
I think
he got quiet. I think he was shocked. My man was like,
yeah, he said something stupid after that. It was like some goofy.
Yeah, he was like, but it's a rule.
It's a rule. It's the NBA rules.
He turned around and said, man, shut the F up.
I'm being a snitch. Basically.
Yo, Dante's already New York, yo. He's already broke.
Yeah, he's adopted the culture for sure.
Oh man, Alec. Look, that's the right uniform.
Oh man,
we got to see this bum right now.
I'm sorry. This was
show. Pistons jersey too.
He got the right.
Sorry, I didn't mean to give y'all PTSD.
Detroit Burks.
Oh man,
no, we got Detroit. Man, we need Detroit Burks actually.
For real. This New York one terrible.
Oh man, need to get that Detroit stench out of him, man.
He don't want to be here. That's why he signed with Clutch. He said, "I'm letting him know from the get-go. This why."
You know what? He'll be part of a package.
Oh, he's just gonna walk. All right, cool. So, I'm sorry. I was not prepared for this, so it's gonna take me some adjusting. Sorry.
All right, do your thing.
So this is the illegal screen that was not a screen.
I think that's a wild call to make, especially in that situation. Like, yo, let them play.
Let them play. And look, she not moving.
There's not much there. She's stationary too.
That's the fix is on. If Caitlin's so great, let her be great.
Damn.
Oh, it's a bunch of calls.
Racist because it was a black screen. Oh,
in fact, but you know they have a Twitter trending right now. It's called Rigged. It's a whole thread of missed calls that they in this game that are obvious. Like, how did you get that wrong?
Yeah.
I mean, look at what they're doing at the NBA level. So, like, this is just like it's becoming a norm now. And sometimes, you know what it does? It makes the game unwatchable. It's like I'll sit there and be like, damn. It like looks. I look at the TV screen. I'm like, how can you make a call? And then they're like, and that 2-minute report, man. I swear to God, I better not. I don't want to see those stupid 2-minute reports where they're like just doubling down on a bad call. Or say something that has nothing to do with it. It's like, I never heard of that damn rule.
They just changed the interpretation of the rule depending on how they feel that day. That's the thing that messes me up. But it is what it is. All right. Any more bro picks?
I got an one though.
I got a bro pick.
Oh, bro pick from Lee.
So I think everything that's wrong with the discourse around the NBA, not just on Twitter, but just everywhere, to me, all stems from one source, and it's Bill Simmons from his
He said
days.
it's all his fault.
I think from his days with ESPN,
Curveball.
ESPN, Grantland, the Ringer. His show is very much in a TMZ style, where it's less about eye test and it's all about stat counting and going through analytics and advanced numbers to make cases and arguments for a player's worth. And watching basketball is a huge investment. If you're going to watch multiple games in one night, you're giving up quality time with your family. You're giving up quality time working on yourself or on your passion projects. It's also a financial commitment to buy NBA League Pass or go through the process of downloading Russian viruses on your computer to have some like bootleg stream from from Europe. Either way, it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to really watch the game actively and not just turn your brain off and passively look. And I can tell by all the discourse that Bill Simmons talks about outside of the Celtics, you can tell that he's not watching games with any level of consistency. I listened to his podcast today because multiple of my group chats were like, "Oh, get in here. Bill Simmons is talking Knicks." So I tuned in. It was all like redundant trade ideas about how they should go after Donovan Mitchell or perhaps go after Paul George. None of it. And everything was about Miles McBride's off-on numbers. Not a single mention of his increase in his three-point percentage or him developing a mid-range game or how he's a great on-ball defender. None of those the type of conversation topics are brought up. It was all about analytics, which tells me he just went on NBA.com or clean the glass and just download a bunch of numbers and made that his point of emphasis in his argument. And I really, really hate the type of aggregation and hot takes that come out of his mouth that don't have any backing or bearing toward relevancy of what the game is actually doing and what's actually happening on the court. It's all agenda based, and it really reflects the type of arguments that we see on Twitter, where it's a lot of like just name calling and calling people that the creeps, or like I have some intuition that Tibbs is like an asshole off the court, or he mistreats his players, or let's look at the off-on numbers for 2 games with Cam Reddish where he played over 20 minutes a game. It's like all of his BS, man. They're just like watch ball, have an opinion, put it out into the ether, get critiqued or get complimented, and decide whether your point of view was substantial or not. Put it into the marketplace of ideas, and the market will tell you whether it has value or it does not have value. So to me, everything wrong with the conversation around basketball can stem back from that skinny bum from Boston. And no shocker, he's from Boston. He's a Celtic fan. The reason that the NBA discourse is down the effing toilet is because of the type of acknowledgement and platform that man has had, who hasn't played a day of basketball in his life, with all of the major broadcasts, and to even have his own press channels online is incredible.
Bruh. All right. We landed the plane, man. I was like, how's he landing this plane? He landed it.
I hate Bill Simmons. I hate Bill Simmons.
Yeah.
And Ryan Russillo. I don't like either of them.
I don't like a lot of them because they do that. Just talk
A
basketball.
lot of Boston beat writers do that, man. They don't watch it. They don't watch any Knicks games. I'm surprised Kendrick Perkins is the only former Celtic, and even Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett was giving the Knicks love more than Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce is being a hater.
That's because Paul Pierce is active because he was drafted by the Celtics. It's different than Kevin Garnett was traded there, so it's a different. It's a
That's why
different.
Draymond told him he ain't getting no world tour.
Exactly.
And also, they no way in the world they supposed to cover sports, right? You know where you watching all those games.
Yeah, I already know they're not.
It's impossible.
Oh, no.
So all you are is a professional box score watcher, is what you're telling me.
Bingo.
You're a box score warrior, or like that's my PG version because I call them box score holes. Like that's what you are. Like don't be that. Watch the game. Just watch the game. Like,
Exactly.
or not talk about it.
Yeah, they be on their Kenny Smith stuff, man.
He was the second best
He
player.
lost his New York card.
Yeah, for sure. He ain't welcome.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I don't care. That was a girl. What's her name? What's the one that's always what you call it? She worked for ESPN now.
Becky Hammond.
She's another. Oh man, I can't stand her. She's another one.
Doris.
Real Knick hater, man. I don't know why she hates the Knicks so much.
Well, I guess because her tenure in New York, maybe.
You talking about
Becky Hammond?
Yeah.
Nah, Becky.
And Candace Parker, both of them.
Candace Parker.
And I love Candace Parker, the basketball player. I don't like her takes. Her takes are terrible when it comes to the Knicks. And you can see it, like when she talks with this this like the Knicks did something to her personally. Like, yo,
They
relax.
got ties with her ex-husband.
That's
Yeah.
true. They did.
Oh, that's
Sheldon
right.
Williams.
Sheldon Williams.
Oh,
Yo,
Sheldon. She was married to Sheldon Williams?
Yeah, she
How
was.
Sheldon
Yeah,
Williams
for a
bagged
while.
that?
Oh, snap. The more you
How Sheldon
know.
Williams bagged that?
I didn't know that. That's
Yo,
crazy.
Because
he's worse
she
than
didn't
Nerlens
really
Noel
like
with the
men at
hands, man.
all. She was confused. She was confused.
Everybody said the quiet part out loud.
Oh
What she
man.
said, I didn't hear it.
I said she didn't really like men at all. She married
Oh yeah. Oh, my
she married him. He reminded me of Goombas from Mario Bros. Let me be nice.
Oh, my God.
Yo,
Damn.
Shots fired.
No, that's
Man
the
in
harshest verse I've
distress.
ever seen.
Damn.
Yo.
Pimp
The
down.
last 2 minutes of Ebony have been straight fire.
Ebony, I would have said something worse, but I'm gonna leave it to you because I'm gonna say something worse. I'll shut up.
Oh, my God.
Oh
The
my
reason why I said, how did
God.
you bag that?
Oh
Yeah,
man.
I don't
What's
know.
the
And I
voice of
I need to
Ebony?
start
Great
blaming
name.
people like that real quick.
Damn.
Probably was a lovable person.
Oh man.
He had to have the greatest personality that man ever made.
Damn.
He had to have,
He had the I ain't gonna say it, but yeah, y'all know where I'm gonna go.
yeah, he had to be doing something right. He had to be
He got
doing
12-inch
something
personality.
Hey,
Oh
yo.
man.
No Diddy. No Diddy.
Nah, I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
man.
know.
He probably like, yo, I'm gonna edit this one out, bro.
Nah, I don't know. That's the college love. I'm guessing.
Oh, my
You
God.
confused. I don't know. I don't know.
Wow, that was iconic. Oh man.
That went far.
Yo, can we get rid of Scott Foster though too, man? Because that dude
Yeah,
irks me every time I
sure.
see
Yeah.
him.
Bruh.
He's been here too
Yeah,
long.
just
He got Tim Donahue written all over him, man.
Nah, he was in the doc. He just wasn't like
Yeah, and
the
why is he
main
still in the
character.
league? That's my thing. Why is he still here?
I don't understand
Like,
it.
even the conspiracy alone, they got Michael Ray Richardson out of the damn league, and they knew this guy had a drinking problem, and he was still in the league. What's his name? From Chris Mullins.
Yeah.
Yo, these dude, you leaving a rep that does that type of stuff to put a disdain in your game, bro? Come on.
And well, I that's my knock against Adam Silver. He's not for the integrity of the game.
I agree.
It is for the entertainment.
I agree.
As long as the fans fill the stands and y'all we get the highlight dunks. That's what he cares about. I noticed that when he took the take foul away. Why would you do that? That's a smart defensive play. Why would I allow you to score in the open court?
I agree.
And why would their excuse was? They said it promotes lazy defense. That was the pushback on that.
The excuse is that people was like, I would have really liked to see what happened where he would have pulled. I don't care. I'm trying to win a game. You talking about highlights? Come on, Adam Silver. I ain't the biggest fan.
That's a good way to look at it. I never looked at it that way.
Yeah, he doesn't. It's all about entertainment value with him. He think he running a Disney company or Nickelodeon or something, not the NBA.
Damn, don't say that.
And another thing that irks me, I'm gonna tell y'all, y'all don't notice how many times Josh Hart gets his headband smacked off his head and he can't get a foul call. That's why he ends up tossing it.
Huh? Yeah, that's why he.
Between him and Brunson, I'm surprised they still standing, man, because the amount of falls they take and hits they take, and they don't get called, man. I don't know, man. They got the level of patience that I don't, man, because I would have got thrown out of the game a couple of games.
I just feel like Brunson's been. I don't know. He actually got a fair amount of calls the last couple of games. I guess Tibbs is nagging. Is helpful.
Yo, let me ask y'all something. David Windhorst, that comment he made. You know, there was Knicks fans that were mad about that. Like, that were actually praising him for that, saying, "Oh, he low key gave him a compliment." Ain't no way he gave Jalen Brunson a compliment in that. No. That's not a compliment.
He made it sound like he was
him in the
part
same
of a
class
Batman.
with Trae Young?
Yeah,
with Trae Young.
And he made it sound like he was filming a Batman series. What the hell is Dark Arts?
Somebody told me I got a comprehension problem. I said, what? I read what he said. I heard what he said. I'm
Yeah,
like, what do you mean? Like he's not showing JB no love. He's actually dissing him. That the league is punishing dudes like that,
Yeah,
like
I
him and
exactly.
think
Trey
I
Young.
I think it's just really easy to. I think when you look, if you just look at the numbers and you're like, hey, the guy who is number 3 in the league in driving isn't within 2 spots of that in free throw attempts, might be a problem. I think like it's really as simple as that. If you're number 3 in the league in driving and you're number 15th in the league in free throw attempts, there might be some bias. I think that's
Yeah,
fair to say. Like if you're number 3 in the league in driving and you were number 5 in free throw attempts, you're still within the realm. But to me, to be as aggressive as he is and not get the same amount of love as other players, to me, it's pretty obvious.
I think that's
yeah,
facts. I think.
exactly.
Go ahead, Ryan. Sorry.
No, no, all I was gonna say is that exactly, and to say that Brunson, quote unquote, gets involved in the dark arts of the game, whatever the case may be. And it's like, nah, if you watch Brunson play, Brunson doesn't make any type of reactions when he drives to the basket or anything like that. Like Brunson could easily just be like, oh, I feel a little bit of contact, let me flail myself or whatever the case may be to try to get a call. Like Brunson doesn't even do that. Brunson takes the hits and he doesn't try to like con the refs or anything like that. He's really getting hit, and the refs are not calling anything for him. It's like how are you getting involved in dark arts and you're not doing anything to try to convince the refs that you're getting hit? Like how does that make sense?
It's just because he's
It
small
doesn't.
and they penalize him for it. I really truly believe. Until because he's in the paint so much in the way he plays, he's getting hit. He gets bumped all the time because his footwork catches people off guard. So he gets bumped a lot, and sometimes they call it, a lot of times they don't. But like you call those calls with Giannis, these big huge people who you can't even get close to. But this here small guy here, how's that not believable? I'm not understanding their output on that, the outlook on that whole situation. And people that say, well, he's getting calls, well, he need to get more calls then, because he gets fouled all the time,
Let
legit,
me ask something.
all the time.
That play, y'all remember that play that Draymond made on the ball, which was no play on the ball, where he tackled him into the sidelines. You think if that was Donovan Mitchell or anybody else, that would have been a flagrant
Yeah, no,
easily.
definitely,
And there's
definitely.
no call, not even a
I was,
foul, like a
yeah,
foul, but just a common foul. Like that's a flagrant. He didn't make no play on the ball.
mm-mm.
He just tackled
But
him,
yeah, and it's
pretty
crazy because
much.
just recently, what was it? The team we just played, that they was that last game where they begged for a flagrant and they gave it to him to watch it.
Yeah,
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 Okay, that
yeah.
didn't happen for us because Thibodeau. I heard
Nope.
him through the TV. I heard him flagrant, check it flagrant.
yeah, I definitely
I
heard
heard
it.
him through the
Yeah.
TV.
He just kind of laughed.
Yeah,
It's just
Thibodeau's been
like,
ripping into the rest lately, man. And
yeah,
It didn't
rightfully
work for
so, man.
us though.
I agree.
It's nasty. I don't know what it is, man. They hate New York, man. I'm just convinced.
I agree. I agree. But yeah, man. I don't know. Anybody else have anything?
I just got one ooh pick, and it's just Brandon Miller. That said we go real fast. 26 point, had a perfect first half. He went 10 for 10, 5 for 5 from 3 point. That's it.
Okay.
Shout out to that man.
Helped us too. Helped us.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, who did they play?
The
Magic.
Magic.
Oh yeah,
Magic.
take them
Smoked
down.
them.
Take them down for sure.
Uh-huh. So double ooh pick
Yeah,
for
yeah,
them.
yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Hold that L because we need to stay ahead. I'm with that.
Facts.
All right. All right, good show, guys. I feel like we talked about everything we need to talk about. Next game will be Sunday. It will be Knicks versus Bucks, and hopefully we get that win. I think we'll get that win. I feel like we're gonna win the next few games. That's just my feeling. We're gonna get that revenge game versus the Bulls. OG's gonna come back even healthier. I just need Mitch to get some wind under him. I really believe, even with Josh Hart down, if Mitch is really Mitch, I think it's going to help us a lot because Drummond. I still remember Drummond before we played Drummond last time. He was on a rebounding spree. Then he met Mitch, and that rebounding spree stopped. So I truly believe if Mitch gets his legs under him, he gets on that treadmill, starts running around the track or something, and he gets to the level he was before, we won't be bullied by Drummond anymore because we really need him to match up with Drummond like really bad.
Well, I thought he did well in his minutes.
No, he
But he
did.
didn't have many minutes. And I just want to say again, he caught a body.
He did caught a body. Shout out to Brunson. I see.
Yeah.
I've been seeing Brunson looking for Mitch on the lob a lot more lately. More
The
so when
last
he
few
came
games,
back
yeah.
than when he first started. So
Okay, I'm about to say a lot. I don't know about that
Listen,
a lot part.
if
Compared
Mitch,
to what it was, a lot.
it was a lot considering when Mitch was playing before, right? he would play for 20 minutes and catch a lob. He would go games without catching a lob. First game back, he had like 3 lobs in the first, and he only played like 8 minutes. So to me,
No,
that's
from before, yeah, definitely. I kind of figured that would happen, but because we got a new spacing and offense movement.
yeah, it's different. It's a different.
And Brunson is getting better with that balance. He's still working on it, but he's definitely getting better with it.
Yeah, he just knew this time. Like when 2 came to the ball, he was like, "Oh, Mitch is open." He just threw it up there.
He's accomplice to the murder.
You know what I appreciate about Jalen Brunson? He has such a high basketball IQ. He's so fundamentally intelligent, man, on that court, man. Like he's like so mature.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like he's just like he knows
that's
when guys are gonna be in the right spot. He knows when to take it. When that foul's coming and get the and one, it's just the footwork. I never seen a point guard. I mean, in my lifetime, as a Knicks fan, I never seen a point guard like that with my own 2 eyes.
Yeah, and he's growing. He's growing again better. He's growing again better.
Mm-hmm.
And like I feel like his passing is taking a leap for sure so far from beginning of this year to now. But yeah, man, that's the show. Thank you guys for watching. Your Ariel, let me know where they can find you, man. I know you be on Twitter. You be doing
Yeah,
YouTube.
you know, you can follow me on Twitter, Ari Hoops, ARIHOOPS 84 on Twitter. On X, I still call it Twitter, but it's X. YouTube, you guys can follow me at Go School Retro NBA. I'm gonna drop an episode of Ronnie Cycli tribute. If you guys don't know the Spin Doctor, he's a DJ now. He's really one of the top centers in the '90s with Shaq and everybody else, and Ewing and the likes of them. I'm doing a lot of tributes. I'm gonna do one for Sean with Sean Bradley with Lee right there looking down at his phone. Yeah, I'm gonna do a tribute with him.
Can't wait.
And yeah, it's gonna be dope, man. Like I said, you can follow me, same thing, Ari Hoops 84 on YouTube, and it's also Spotify, Go School Retro NBA.
All right. Cool. Ebony, let them know.
You can find me here every post game. Find me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram at Mad Nick Fan. Do a pregame space. Say your take Knicks before every Knick game, and when Liberty season comes, I do a postgame space. For the Liberty at Bowling with the Queens.
All right.
After every Liberty game.
All right. Cool. Lee, let them know.
Find me on Twitter at _ Lee Escobedo, LEEESCOBEDO, or search in the search bar #bum, and you'll see me and Ariel going back and forth on some thread, roasting each other's ass crack takes.
Exactly.
Love you, bro.
Roasting those states. Yeah.
# bum. If you type in bum and Knicks, you'll definitely find them faster, probably.
Nah, I call him a casual. He's a cad.
I'm gonna start calling casual fan Iowa fans. Everybody that's a casual about to be Iowa fan.
There's a ton of them. There's a ton of them.
Land of
Iowa.
golden milk.
We are farmers. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, yo, Ryan, let them know where to find you.
You can find me on Twitter at RyanGKOT. You can also find me on Instagram at Sir G is chilling.
Sir G is chilling.
That's SIRGISHILLIN.
All right. You also find us at the KOT Show on Twitter, the Knick of Time Show on Instagram, and the Knick of Time Show on Facebook as well. And we're still on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Play, and Stitcher, and stuff like that. So check that out. And yeah, that's the show. Thank you guys for watching. Also, it's a cold world out here, man. It's a cold world out here, yo. Rick didn't respond, but I know somebody did. Cole responded, and woo. I know everybody's talking about the diss, but the album, if you like rapping, check. If you like rapping, check that out. All right. So that's the show. And as always,
shout out the World Wide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here in these Knicks YouTube streets. That's the show. We out this mug.
Peace.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.